Hi guys, welcome to part 2. And if you like the songs I'm talking about and want to hear more of my favorite joints, check out my digital radio channel on Station Head, where we play nothing but the dopest hip-hop from any time period and any time zone, with new music Thursdays around 7 p.m. or whenever I give the updates on my social media pages like Twitter and Instagram. So let's get back into the list.
What has happened in our history is that you have been misinformed as much as we have been misinformed. Whether you, sir, personally did that or not, it was a legacy that was passed on to you.
Wow. Not how I typically expect a Snoop Dogg song to start. But yeah, you heard that right. Snoop Dogg and goddamn Slick Rick, the two coolest voices in hip-hop, just came together to make a track about how the American people have had their history mischaracterized to keep people complacent for the benefit of the few up top. And on top of that, there's a perfectly flipped sample of one of my favorite Bob Marley songs.
No apology, equality. Youth is future, let's move forward.
Music fanboy overload.
The foundation was laid, y'all nation was made off our ancestors back in the day.
I mean, wow, Snoop virtually never makes songs like this. And what's more, it actually comes off sincere and motivational, especially with how he roots for black women who've been able to ascend to powerful positions in the modern world.
To all my sisters, we no knocking you back. Black girl power, yeah, I'm rocking with that. Those is getting kicked down, statues is getting ripped down.
I love the inflamed rhetoric of his words, addressing issues of the time like the ripping down of Confederate statues, and the way he ends the verse by saying he'd never tell you to bow to political powers of those who oppress you. Like, damn, Snoop, where'd all this come from?
So I read the Bible, then the Holy Quran. Went to Jamaica to acquire my knowledge. Sat with some rosters till my game got polished.
Wait, so Snoop Dogg actually went to Jamaica to do something other than just smoke copious amounts of weed? Well, look at me making assumptions. But okay, enough politics for now. Let's get to the next song, which coincidentally doubles as a message for all the ladies out there. Okay, but seriously though, I want to talk about this song because it's probably the most healthy depiction of dealing with the end of a relationship I think I've ever heard in a mainstream record. It's like a therapy session in song form, where he takes the time to analyze himself as a person and to meditate on what motivates his actions.
Maybe cause my mom had never worked it out with my dad. Maybe cause he had insecurities and she had him back. Maybe cause single parent love was all I ever had, who knows?
And he specifically strays away from tearing down his ex like other rappers would do, even pointing out how he did so in the past.
But old relationships turn to new deja vus. Got me feeling like I don't fuck with you. Oh no, that's the old me. What have you done for yourself? What have you done for your mental health?
And hey, dude's absolutely right. No one's ever gonna give as much of a crap about what you're mentally going through than you, so you should be the one who cares the most about that. So yeah, you shouldn't rush into relationships. We should first all take the time to truly enjoy being happy with ourselves. So, you know what, I rescind my earlier finger guns and clicking noise. I'm just gonna be happy with being on my own for now. Unless, of course, you're a smoking hot cosplayer chick who's got a thing for handcuffs, in which case, feel free to try changing my mind. I mean, you know, I'm all for hearing different perspectives. Now, I'm gonna kick this next one off by saying I'm totally biased here. Because I've actually had this guy on the Going Off podcast a few times after we reached out to him because we really enjoyed a few of his albums we reviewed. But I just couldn't resist putting this one on here because of how brilliantly executed the concept is.
You say you woke, bro? I say supposedly. You ain't nowhere near as woke as you supposed to be.
And as you can tell by the hook, it's the perfect soundtrack for modern times, as it's about turning wokeness into a rap battle.
I'm a Ruby still sleep, he ain't deleted Uber. I know the planet fucked up and how it got that way. I only flush my toilet once every goddamn day. I'm fucking woke.
However, the song never really comes across as mean-spirited. Like, it doesn't paint the idea of being socially aware in and of itself as a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's poking fun at performative wokeness, a problem compounded in the modern age by an algorithmically charged internet that gamifies the competitive angle of discussing social concerns and turns it into just being about being on the right side more than it is about directly addressing those issues. Like, for a quick example, you know, every now and then there'll be a dust-up online about some rich dentist who went big game hunting for an endangered animal and posted the picture online, and there'll be a whole whipping up of an internet mob to go harass the guy and maybe get him fired from his job. But I mean, if it's in the name of saving endangered animals that this whole mob is forming, well, the animal in question's already dead. And there are hundreds of thousands of other rich people out there killing animals who didn't post it on social media and won't receive any of that backlash. Therefore, the hate mob materially didn't actually do anything beyond harassing some random dude. And to be clear, fuck those rich people. I'm sure if they can travel to different continents just to kill animals, I don't think they're gonna be begging in the streets after a public internet humiliation. But you know, that kind of highlights the point. These types of harassment campaigns don't usually have any material result beyond making the people who did it feel good. And sure, it's a more extreme version of what this song's about, but I think it highlights how that desire to feel good and be on the right side can supersede the idea of actually addressing the problem you originally had. Also, Fonte from Little Brother is here, and spits an absolutely phenomenal verse to fit the theme. Seriously, his verse is so good, I don't know what to say about it, beyond maybe, I don't know, reacting to the woke rap battle with woke rap battle reactions? Like maybe
Trying to beat me in a woke off and get broke off. No jokes, you don't want no smoke. With this woke time broke all.
oh, the rich need to pay more in taxes. Oh!
Say this and I'm moving on. You thought toxic masculinity was a new cologne.
Oh! Republicans and Democrats don't want us to focus on class division. Oh! Okay, so for this next song, I feel like I can't say anything to justify it that wouldn't be best summed up as, it's a whole goddamn vibe. The smooth-ass bass line, the chilled-out low-key percussion, the playful flow of Gold Link as he seals the deal with his girl for the evening.
Push up your bra to the left, that's right. Now we in the car with a broke brake light. Thinking about the ass, the leg, the hint, the sex, the whip, the figure for leg, like then we dip out.
It's just a fun-ass dance track about wanting to get past all the emotional baggage of love and just have a fun, sexy time with the person you're digging on. And then there's the verse from the man of the year himself, Tyler, the Creator, giving us the emotional turmoil he's dealing with while trying to just enjoy himself with the guy he wants.
Ayo, your boyfriend pissed off, smacking his lips off. The fact my lips are covered in your lip gloss.
And as you listen more into the verse, it gets more and more melancholic as you can feel the party going on around him as he's trying to have a good time, while in the back of his mind feeling like he's losing the person he wanted by not acting in time.
I'm all bark, no bite, I'm so sorry. Wasted time, I wasted time.
I love how the rest of the verse plays out like this. It's just this fascinating flip as you can hear him losing confidence and getting drowned out by the music. It adds an extra shade to the already kind of blue mood of it while not detracting from the already low-key mood of the song. If any joint becomes a staple of the house party from the last year, it's gotta be this one. It's just so damn cool and yet honest and revealing in a way that doesn't normally make its way into a party song like this. And yet his words gel together just perfectly with the groove of the song. I just love it. Now before we get to number one, here's a few 7-second copyright rule skirting clips of the runner-ups.
Down your city, then we out of there. Everyone can get it like Obamacare.
Too many niggas in cycle of jail, spending their birthdays inside of a cell. We coming from a long bloodline of trauma. We raised by our mamas, Lord, we gotta heal.
Just got the powers and stuff.
You got a son, you play with me, your son a bastard. That nigga tripping, why he laughing? Nah, that's fucked up, bro. You ain't have to goddamn bring the kids into it.
And hey, now that the decade's officially over, I compiled a list of what I feel is the best of the decade by year on my Patreon. Songs that are the best the artist had to offer from their albums, or at least the stuff that's so good it makes you want to check out the rest of their stuff. So if you want to listen to them, they're available for free to view on my Patreon. It'll be in the link tree below the video. But okay, let's get to my pick for number one rap song of the year. So this is Dave, a UK rapper whose album Psychodrama was a fascinating dive into the rapper's mind as he goes to therapy and relates his experiences, the pinnacle of which is Black, a 3.5-minute layout of the multifaceted issues faced by people all across the African diaspora. From our struggles with how a post-colonial world treats us,
Black is struggling to find your history or trace the shit. You don't know the truth about your race cause they're erasing it. Black is so confusing for the culture, they're in love with it. They take our features when they want and have their fun with it. Never seem to help with all the things we know would come with it.
to also highlighting internal struggles we face that prevent unity, like jealousy and colorism.
Black is not divisive, they've been lying and I hate this shit. Black has never been a competition, we all make this shit. Black is growing up around your family and making it, then being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. People say you fake the shit, never stayed to change the shit, but black is being jealous, you'd be dead if you had stayed in it.
And the part that always tears into me is this lyric.
Well, you will struggle, but your struggle ain't a struggle like me. Or how could it be when your people gave us the odds that we beat? I mean, fucking hell, what about our brothers that are stuck in jail that could have busted belt?
This part just hits so goddamn hard, because how many times have black people had their struggles ignored by willfully ignorant white people who say, "Dude, your struggles aren't real, we're all individuals anyway, so stop thinking there's some white boogeyman out to get you." Meanwhile, we see absolutely concrete evidence of that inequality, most notably in the disproportionate ways we're jailed, undereducated, and ignored during crises like the Flint water debacle or the Grenfell Tower fire. I mean, geez, even the FBI had to admit there's been an undeniable white supremacist infiltration into the American American police force. There's some pretty clearly rigged inequality going on right now, so I love seeing an artist expressing that pain and frustration so powerfully and concisely in a track like this, intricately detailing the triumphs and tragedies of displaced black folk all around the world. Well, that's the episode. Leave a like if you liked because it helps, comment if you have something to say because it helps even more, and hit the subscribe button and the bell because it helps the most. Oh, and if you'd like to request a song for me to review, or if you like my stuff and want to support the show, go to patreon.com/rapcritic or ko-fi.com/rapcritic, which is where you can also see episodes early, make requests, and talk with me and fellow fans on the Patreon Discord. Plus, if you want to hear my analysis of films, there's my new movie review podcast, Review Anew. You can check it out on Spotify or Apple Music. We're starting off by reviewing Kevin Smith movies, but we're going to be expanding to different filmmakers once we're done. So if you want to send us movie requests, you can donate one time to that Ko-fi, or do ongoing support over at the Review Anew Patreon. Again, all the links are in the link tree. So peep all that fun stuff out, and I'll see you around in the new year. Peace.